Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, it looks like Xbox is trying to set some expectations for this weekend's Xbox Game Showcase on Sunday and the Starfield Direct. According to Polygon, Aaron Greenberg, vice president for Xbox Games Marketing, said that none of Xbox's first-party games at the Xbox Game Showcase are full CG trailers, seemingly a response to a recent CG-heavy showcase from PlayStation maker Sony and some of Microsoft's past showcases, where early in-development titles like Fable, Perfect Dark, and Avowed were revealed. Greenberg pledged that everything is either in-game footage, in-engine footage, or in-game footage with some cinematics. And unlike last year, the Xbox team won't promise that everything it shows this year will come out during the following 12-month window, Greenberg said, which was a lofty promise made during Xbox's game showcase last year, which, didn't pan out all that well. Games like Forza Motorsport, Arc 2, Stalker 2, even Starfield didn't hit that window. So it's sure to be an interesting showcase. I don't know what they're going to show. I'm very curious about, let's say you have a game that's a year and a half out. What do you show from that? If anything, this probably means that, once again, a lot of weight is being put on Starfield's shoulders. Just the amount of pressure to get it right, because it does seem like this is the focus. We'll see if they do. In other news, Apple yesterday held its worldwide developer conference, and we got to see a look at their newest piece of tech, a very expensive but kind of cool pair of ski goggle-like VR goggles that also do AR. Is this the future? But the $3,500 Apple Vision Pro headset wasn't the only headliner, because Hideo Kojima made a surprise appearance at the conference, confirming that not only would Death Stranding Director's Cut be headed to Mac computers later in the year, but that bringing Death Stranding to the Mac OS is just the beginning for Kojima Productions' work on Apple platforms. "It has been a dream of mine to see my team's work come to life on the Mac," Kojima said. "Now we are entering a new era for gaming on the Mac. I hope game creators everywhere will take advantage of this power to develop exciting and revolutionary new experiences." And now, Macs are fine computers. They work the way they're supposed to work. They do the things they're supposed to do really well. If you're in editing and you're doing any sort of audio, that stuff's great. But I think we'd all agree, not many good games available on Mac, and that's been a huge issue. So this is interesting. The real question we should all be asking is, Death Stranding on your MacBook, how fast is that thing overheating? Because those get so hot. If you use the graphics that are in that game and stick them on that, I wonder if just pants are going to catch fire. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of new territory with high graphical games being put on a Mac. We will see. And finally, some fascinating news about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, what we can expect, when we can expect, and just whatever hell else is going on in these posts. When asked how players would journey outside of Midgar in the game, director Naoki Hamaguchi shared, "Players will be able to journey across the wide and multifaceted world with a high degree of freedom, experiencing a myriad of different stories along the way." Which sounds great, but also incredibly vague at the same time. You could honestly use that phrase to describe any type of game, really. Skyrim, wide and multifaceted world with a myriad of different stories. Street Fighter 6, wide and multifaceted world with a myriad of different stories. Hell, even the Golem game could be described that way. So I don't know what the hell that means. Is it open world? Is it a map system? Is it an overworld where we run around just like the original Final Fantasy VII? What are the rules here? This is one of those initial concerns that I had while playing the original Final Fantasy VII Remake. Midgar is very contained, and you can tell that story, but once you hit the open world, when I played the original Final Fantasy VII, that was huge for me. It was like, whoa, there's a whole other game here. How do you replicate that with modern graphics and all this stuff without making it too big or too much or not enough? I don't know. I'm so curious what they're going to do. But it doesn't seem like they're going to tell us. What they will tell us, apparently, is whether you need to play the remake before you play Rebirth. The answer? No, says co-director Motomo Toriyama. "We have made preparations so that players who did not get a chance to play the first game can fully enjoy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth." And obviously you can do that, but I'm going to say, if you're going to play Rebirth, just play Remake. Just get the story, experience it, get ready for the next one. It makes total sense. You've got plenty of time. The question I have is, why the green words? Is it for emphasis? Or like when it says preparations, that's very threatening. I don't know. I'm very curious if it's just we made it green because we want it to stand out, or if there's something else going on there, like I said, it's mysterious. People are like, what does any of this mean? Why are there different fonts? Why is there different size? Good question, internet. Good question. And in regards to the release date, well, don't get your hopes up too much. Development is progressing smoothly and according to plan. We are currently working on nailing down a release date for the game. And when the game was officially announced last year, we were told end of this year or beginning of next year. If they don't have a release date now, I would expect maybe summer next year, right? I wouldn't, maybe the same time that 16 is coming out, they'll release it 1 year from now, maybe. I don't know. I don't think they're going to double dip Final Fantasy in the same year, especially if 16 is a success. I don't know. Big AAA games don't usually come out in December or January, maybe February or March. I don't know that they'd push it to summer next year because you've also got the Final Fantasy 14 launch of the new expansion. I don't know. And I think maybe they don't know either. Well, what I do know is that over on patreon.com/JesseCox, you can help support this show and everything we do, all of our indie reviews, Gentleman's Gaming Club, all the things that are coming down the pipeline. It is thanks to you that we get to make awesome stuff like this, and I don't have to worry about it being exactly 8 minutes long for maximum advertisements. I can make a little quick news show, and it's great. So thank you very much, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.